Hi everybody and welcome back to the Upside Dan. I am going to give you my spoiler-free thoughts on the Agatha Christie adaptation, Death on the Nile. While on vacation on the Nile, Poirot must investigate the murder of a young heiress. This film is directed by Kenneth Branagh. It is written by Michael Green and based upon the novel by Agatha Christie. This film stars Kenneth Branagh, Tom Bateman, Gadot, Armie Hammer, Annette Bening, Rose Leslie, Emma Mackey, Russell Brand, Sophie Okonedo, Ali Fazal, Jennifer Saunders, Dawn French, and Letitia Wright. So I was not huge on the Orient Express that came out a few years ago. I liked it, but I was a little bored at times. I will say though, after seeing this one, I do like this one more than that one. So I just want to start with the cast. I'm gonna kind of keep this brief because sometimes with murder mysteries or slashers or when there's a big twist or big reveal, like if I say, oh, this person did amazing, this person was so good, you're probably like, oh, well, they obviously had more to do, you know, so they might be the killer. So I'm gonna keep it very brief and say I thought this ensemble cast was really good. I thought like everyone had a part to play and they played their part very well. You don't get that much character development from a lot of the characters. The focus is a lot on Poirot, which I liked. I think Kenneth Branagh does a really good job as this character. There's sometimes I can't understand the accent, but I do like him as this character. I don't know what the general consensus about him in this character is, but a lot of the focus of the character development is with him. He has a pretty solid character arc throughout, and some of the supporting characters do as well. They bounce off each other very well. I think they all have really good chemistry. I think this is a really good ensemble cast. It's a stacked cast, it is, just like the first one, has a lot of stars. It was balanced pretty well, but like I said, not everyone just gets good character development, good character arc, but everyone does their job here. For the most part, I thought that the visuals were pretty good. There was some noticeable CGI here and there. For the most part, I actually thought the visuals were quite beautiful, I would say, especially in the IMAX format. IMAX obviously gives you a bigger scale of things. You get to really take in all the scenery while these people are venturing down the Nile. Kenneth Branagh's a really good director. Here, there were some really good shots. He really directed this cast well. I think that he is a really talented director, and you could tell that he has a passion for this subject matter, for Agatha Christie novels. He really enjoys directing The Murder on the Orient Express, Death in the Nile, and who knows what he's going to do next. I think he definitely has an eye for filmmaking, an eye for cinematography. I think for the most part this is a well-written movie with a good enough mystery. I will get to more of that in my negatives, but I was pretty intrigued throughout and I had a pretty fun time. I think it's a fun movie you can go to the theater to see or wait for streaming, really. I think it did look good in IMAX. It does look good on the big screen. There's some really good wide shots, some really good visuals. Some of my negatives are it takes a while to get going. It takes a long time to really get to the first death. There's attempts here and there, there's red herrings, there's intrigue, there's all that stuff that's in a good whodunit, in a good murder mystery, but it takes a while to get going. I was a little bored, but I wasn't as bored as I actually expected to be, you know, following the first one, because I was pretty bored in Murder on the Orient Express. They could have paced it a little bit better just to start things off a little bit earlier. And so onto the writing and the mystery aspect. There is some good intrigue and mystery here, but I guessed this early on, and I was right. I guessed the reveal. Basically, I guessed the motive. I just wish it was more of a surprise, and I wish we really were more intrigued. I mean, maybe you will, maybe you won't guess it, but I definitely did. But, like I said, I still had fun with it. I still had a fun enough time with it. I cared, but I didn't care as much because I was having fun on the journey getting there. It was really cool seeing these cast of characters venture through the Nile. Some of the mystery. There were times when I was like, oh my god, maybe it's not them. For the most part, in the back of my mind, I always thought it was who it was and why it was. Like a good murder mystery, they had some red herrings. They wanted you to think one thing. They made some things more obvious than other things, so you maybe think the things that aren't that obvious are what was happening. And there was some beautiful costume designs mixed with the shots, with the directing and the cinematography, because there were times when someone would come up in a very nice outfit and the sun would be in the background and they would just be coming up in slow motion, and the shot was just beautiful. The costumes really complemented the shot, and the shot really complemented the actress or the actor in the costumes. There were some really good shots with that, not just of the scenery of Egypt and the Nile and the pyramids, but also of the characters. Positives, like I said, directing. It was a really good ensemble cast. There were great shots, not only of the people, but also of the scenery and the places. A really intriguing and fun story. Some negatives though, I guess the twist very early on, pretty easy, pretty obvious for me at least. And just some pacing issues, especially in the beginning. I think it took a while to get going. I think that this is a fun time at the theater and I think you can have fun with it. So I mean, I recommend it. I recommend seeing it. I liked it. I know there's controversy with Armie Hammer, but I didn't feel it. Like, I don't know, it didn't take away from the film for me. But I definitely could see why they had to get this out. I mean, there was a lot of work goes into it, a lot of money goes into it, you know, any movie. Before I get to my rating, what did you think of Death on the Nile? Did you like it more than Murder on the Orient Express like I did? Did you guess the twist? Did you guess the reveal? Let me know down in that comment section, please. Blow up that comment section. But what would I give Death on the Nile? Death on the Nile gets a 7.5 out of 10 from me. That's a 7.5 out of 10 for Death on the Nile. If you liked what you've seen here and you want to see some more from me, click around here for some more content. Please like this video, comment on this video, share this video with the movie fans in your life. Hit that notification bell, subscribe, and come to the Upside Down.